welcome back to Season 3, Episode 2 of our Sport Together Fill Your Cup of podcast. I am your host, Mrs. O, and on my left, I've got wee Gem Casty.
Hello, hello, hello.
And on my right, we've got Una Mary Leonard.
Hello, hiya.
Welcome back, ladies.
What is the crack? Having us.
How did you find the wee first episode over and done with? You feeling a bit more comfortable in them chairs? Getting back into it?
It's so strange getting back into it again.
It's good, though.
Definitely.
Yeah, just please, them jokes are absolutely. I apologise, anybody.
Mm-hmm.
They're
love the
absolutely
jokes.
full of cheese.
I'm a bit better prepared this time. Look, I've
She's
maybe-
a bookmark.
I'm a bookmark this time because I told off. Bad, naughty Ciara.
On reflection.
We could get sued for something in there. But anyway, sure, we're really finding our feet. We're getting back into it.
That's it. You see, that is the thing.
Yeah,
That's
right.
Only human.
We are.
Nobody's perfect.
At the top.
What are we chatting about today anyway? Do you know?
I don't know. Maybe Gemma, I think, has a wee idea. Now we're just going with the flow with us. So
Something that we might have talked about a wee bit in the first episode. We touched on it. Something that we do a lot of,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not talking, or eating,
Sleeping.
napping. It is reflection. Now, not in the mirror.
The importance
That
The
of
kind of-
importance.
reflection.
Yeah.
it is really is that
On
it's a mirror on
reflection.
yourself and
Yeah.
not actually looking at the mirror.
So Gemma is our support and education coordinator, perinatal support and education coordinator, and she works one-on-one with a lot of our mummies, and she will be front and central for reflection practice in with the mummies. And today is all about you, Gemma.
Not at all. No.
You are taking over the hot seat, and you are the boss lady today. So we want to know your ins and outs and how you find reflective practice. I know we use it in the office. It's something that we always do. And as we said, we reflected back on the practices of the summer from 2 years ago. And we were able to put it into practice, and this summer went amazing. It's what we use to build our new application for the lottery. Is reflective practice.
Yeah.
What worked, what didn't work, what can we change going forward. Obviously, you don't do what worked, what didn't work, what can you change going forward with the mummies.
I'm going to sneeze.
The eyebrows raising, and she's about to sneeze, and if she sneezes, people's
I can feel it coming.
will be busted. Poor Fian over there, he will be. Right, she coming.
It's not coming.
It's one building.
Oh, I can see the eyebrows going up.
So you don't do that with the mummies. You do a different kind of reflective practice with the mummies. Do you want to talk us through it?
No, I will, maybe. Aye.
Well, I could say you have to talk us through it, but I wanted to be nice
So
about
I
it.
am out of my comfort zone.
How?
I don't know.
Talking about
about
the
it.
podcast, or talking about
Being front and centre.
But you're front and centre with our mummies. You're
I
our
know, but that's
main...
different. Anyway,
Because
I
it's not in
will.
front of a camera and a microphone.
Yeah. Aye. God help me. It's been 9th of November.
I know. It's at 9th.
Aye, the 9th. Any for how?
This
Any
is
for
yeah.
Any for how?
This is just a wee conversation. Just talk to us how you use reflective practice, how you find reflective practice with the mummies, and how much of a difference it's made.
Yeah. I suppose initially when a mummy comes through our doors is where it starts, really. I suppose there's different levels of it that we work through the one-to-one sessions, but me and Una devised the connect-in sheets last year?
I don't know.
It's been a work in progress anyway.
A long time.
And I
It's a movable
suppose
document.
the purpose of them is to help the mummies reflect on their journey.
Yeah.
So I suppose initially on the one-to-ones we're working on together, me and the mummy are working on how she can empower herself and use wellness tools and look at her toolkit and her emotions and feelings and using the big hug framework that we're carrying on into this next project. And I suppose we do a certain element of reflection at the very end with the takeaways. What do they take away from the session? And then at the next session, we always reflect back on the previous week. So I think that is one element of reflection of their whole journey.
Mm-hmm.
Another element, which is I find, and you have asked me what is coming up on mummies all the time and what's working for mummies.
Mm-hmm.
And it is that reflection. So for example, and it could be good or bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So say shit's hit the fan with a mummy
Mm-hmm.
and her anxiety's through the roof. She doesn't know whether she's coming to go on. The washing machine's in full swing.
Mm-hmm.
My arm going too much.
I just hold your hand there. It's all right.
It's me. I'm a.
You're all right. It's your pain and just busting
Aye.
the eardrums, but it's okay.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, it's
Ah.
100.
It's all right.
You're like me. I
Aye.
talk.
I'll just
That's
talk.
why I'm going to guess how long tight today.
I'll just do the same. But anyway, so say the shit has hit the fan. I think
Yeah.
it's very important that a mummy sits, takes the time, sits with her emotions and feelings, and 9 times out of 10, what has happened to lead to them feelings and emotions, and it could be intrusive thoughts that they're feeling, or
Mm-hmm.
and looking at their jug,
Mm-hmm.
is it empty, full, and it's that reflection on the whole learnings that we've learned so far, if that's making sense.
Yeah, so when you say look at the jug, if somebody's listening and they'll be thinking it's a
I am
jug that
talking
we have.
gobbledygook.
No, God, you're far from it. No, you're not
Yeah.
at all. But I'm just thinking of somebody, our mummies will get that.
Yeah,
They'll get
yeah.
the toolkits 100%,
Yeah.
because we've a visual toolkit that you use, me and Ciara would use. So the jug, what is the jug?
A jug. So it's your wellness toolkit
Mm-hmm.
is how you fill your jug.
Mm-hmm.
So that's doing things for self, your boundaries, your hobbies, anything that you find joy in and it benefits your life is gonna, and your family, I suppose, in a way.
Yeah, igniting your soul.
Yeah.
Jug is that person. It's fuel.
And you
Fuel
want it to be full. There's my hand going again.
You're 100. Yeah.
So you want your jug to be full so that whenever the shit does hit the fan,
Mm-hmm.
you're not hitting empty.
Yeah. You have reserve. It'd be
yeah.
great if we could run on reserve. Yeah.
So I suppose with mummies, if we do the reflection, and I will sit down and break it down step by step about what's happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I suppose all the time it is the jug. The jug's down here.
Mm-hmm.
They're not doing anything for self.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking after the kids, the family. They're nowhere to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
And that is feeding into all them anxieties and low mood and
It's supposed to
tiredness.
understand it all.
So they understand it. But also on the flip side, that can be such a positive experience. Whenever a mummy's thriving, it's very important to do reflection also, not just when the times are bad.
Mm-hmm.
So that's you work on that muscle with the mummy. So then she's then preparing herself for her journey ahead of her.
Mm-hmm.
And once you understand, you're able to be understood.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So often when we reflect,
it's breaking it down.
it's breaking it down and realising, well, I behaved that way. No wonder I behaved that way.
Yeah.
And okay, that's okay. How can I learn from this to move forward? So would you find reflective practice is it hard? Like, do you go in? Is it like
No.
So-
we be gentle.
so? It's the whole idea is that mummies and also be gentle with themselves.
And it's trying to understand.
Is that curious? Has been curious of how come I reacted like that, rather than going, oh, I'm a terrible person. Look what I done.
No.
I roared and shouted with Gemma the day.
Mhm.
Why did I? I'm terrible. But there's something behind that behaviour.
Yeah.
So just sit with
Absolutely.
that. Pause.
Uh-huh.
Take a cup in your hand. Sit down. It
And I still do
It
it.
wasn't the washing basket.
wasn't a washing basket.
It wasn't the drawer.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't something that we Gemma done. That was a tipping point.
Uh-huh.
Back to that. You know, crying over spilt milk. It's not actually the milk.
Yeah.
No, and I know, and on reflection of myself, my jug's not full at the minute, and I know for why. And I know for why that isn't full, and I'm okay with that. Am I being the best version of me? Absolutely not. But I'm not going to be hard on myself.
Yeah.
Like that's the superpower.
Uh-huh.
That is absolutely a gift that you've given to self.
Yeah.
And we even get a mummy to reflect on the one-to-one, go away and reflect on the wee session. Have a wee think of what did you get out of that session with Gemma. That we could say what we want her to get out of it, but that's not about us. It's about the mummy.
And it's led by the mummy.
It's led by the mummy for the mummy. We hold the mummy as she holds her baby. And it's about her working on that and going away thinking about today, what that takeaway you talk about, what you took away from that session, and then reflecting, because you can't, it doesn't work if you go from one session to the next and you haven't thought of your previous time,
you might
previous one
only remember one or two things,
and that's
golden.
That is golden, because often our mummies are right in the middle of the pool of shit. They're right in the middle of it. It's very uncomfortable, very unpleasant.
Yeah.
And it's a scary place. But when you reflect, look for ways to stay there, but why they're there.
Also the good times.
Exactly.
And we reflect on the good times and break them down. So what have you done to fill your jug? And so that's what you can use then. Whenever them hard times do come, what am I not doing? So it can be a two-way thing.
It can, and I know mums have come back and they use it in their work. They use it in their, actually, I suppose it's something that they bring into the family unit, because when you do reflective practice, you're always, it's rather than sitting in a problem state of mind, you're kind of coming in that, you're moving to solutions. And the for ways, you're more gentle. I suppose that's the coaching, isn't it? That coaching language.
Not being hard on self.
Yeah.
I know in my experience of reflection, I was able to use, I don't know what Support Together do, is we would always do a reflection back to the mummies, and it could be in a text message or in an email, and you're giving it to them in black and white in words.
In their words.
In their words. You're
reflecting back their words.
So I remember, and I still have the messages. I don't know what it sent me. And in tough times, I would have went back and looked and think, well, look how far I've come. And I've survived every bad day so far. I can get through this. Whenever you think that you're a bit sent. But also going back and not just on a bad day, going back on a good day and thinking, I'm fucking shit hot. I am doing good. But having them there, I think it's a lovely journey to be able to see. And for the mummies,
I think that's why it's so important to have the connected sheet.
Because you can see the progress.
And the mummies take ownership of them. That's their
sheet.
They can do whatever they want with that.
They write on it, not you.
And they can then, they'll always have that to reflect back on.
And what you're building upon, I suppose, even just hearing Ciara talking, is bounceability, resilience. You're building upon that I am able, I am worthy, and I am good enough. There's no such thing as perfect parenting. There's good enough.
When I did the Sally Hull training there on Monday, and that was one of their key messages was, I'm good enough. Nobody's perfect.
No, and I don't know why.
No.
That's another podcast, that crack and why we're trying to reach that perfection, because to our kids, we are they've unconditional love for us.
What is perfection? That really is going to be a real good podcast.
So
what is perfection?
But that reflective practice and that reflective, even that language, a mummy can go away, reflect on how is she finding that she's moving through her illness into wellness?
Yeah, exactly.
And she holds the answers.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Very much so. And often when you're reflecting back her words and you're connecting sheet, she's able to see where she actually is and no wonder I'm not making progression. Or here I am starting to bloom. And as you say,
what I've done for me.
Reflective practice, there's no good or bad. It's that that pause time, that time of
stopping. Because if you keep going running.
Oh, no good. And a lot of our mummies run away from the emotion. And that's sitting with that emotion and being gentle and cradling yourself.
But actually, I had a mummy in yesterday and she's doing really shit hot. But actually her sitting down and reflecting on how well she's doing
is amazing
for her
Gives you a
and
boost.
like she was 2 foot higher walking out. And I suppose it gives you that confidence. I am doing good.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep building on it.
With how that is the biggest thing is that she's a way champion herself.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But
they were all her words.
All her words.
All her words.
Because she has the answers.
Yeah.
And what you're providing her with is that space. Now, if we do find a mum isn't able to reflect, often I remember when I used to have to do reflective stuff, even the start of support together, and even sometimes we have to reflect. Yeah. And sometimes it is, oh, I feel like I did that wrong and I should have did that better. And I can be very hard on myself. And sometimes I don't want to hear. You know, and that's being human. No, I don't want to fucking admit that I did that wrong or whatever.
You can touch a nerve.
Yeah.
But it's accountability to self. Okay, yeah. That did not serve me well. So I know now to avoid that, or what I could do is try and
what do you change going forward?
Yeah. And that is reflective practice.
Yeah. It's your learning from it. Yeah.
What are you learning from it?
Yeah, every single day.
It's not about putting a mirror to yourself and being critical of self and being hard and using them harsh words, because we hear mums using such harsh words. We were them mummies, and often we can fall back into that.
Yeah.
But you'll challenge me. You know, curiously challenge. Is that a nice way to speak to yourself? No, because I'm probably speaking to myself from a point of irritability.
This is Fill Your Cuppa, the Support Together podcast, and we couldn't bring the podcast to you today without the support of Supreme Motors. Whether you're looking for something affordable or a top-tier option, Supreme have the perfect car for you, along with a commitment to exceptional care at all times. Visit suprememotors.co.uk. Well, I have a perfect example of that there. Yesterday you had sent me, we were chatting on the phone, you had said, you know, I'm doing this report and I don't know what it is, it's probably a load of rubbish, but take a look at it and see what you can take from it. I read through the report. Unbelievable. First class. I thought, I opened it up thinking, what am I going to be reading here? You need what you read in that report that was going back to the lottery for our 3-year project that we were finishing up in 2 weeks' time. The difference in Una. 3 years ago, you wouldn't have read that report.
No, I wouldn't have.
The difference even in you last year before you did your community development,
well,
you wouldn't.
Doing the qualification was good because you have to. No, I totally hear you, but a lot of that words and a lot of that stuff was reflective practice. That was reflecting from documents and stuff that we've already collated.
It's already up with our words.
Exactly. It's our words was about compiling it together. But there's no harm when you're doing reflective practice when you have somebody that you trust and somebody that you've built a relationship up, that they then can have a look at it, and that's them being the observer.
Yes.
You know, and I was open to guidance. I could have sent that to you and says, Ciara, where you go and send that? Because I'm sitting here, you know,
to cocky and everything's perfect.
No bother to me, and I know all.
Yeah.
I don't know all. None of us know all. We're learning every day, and that's the gift that we have. And that's to be truthful. It's a gift of life. I'm open to learn, and sometimes I am pissed off because I feel like I fell back into that again. I did that again. But that's so. You know, when you come back and goes first class, Jesus, she's not had to say about this. Like, what's happened here? What's happened, Mazzo?
They start shouldn't there.
I only one thing to change because in part of it you had done like a wee case study of one of our mummy's journeys, and we had mention her name. I would change her name, and then the last one, and I said that's where you hadn't changed her name at the end. I thought, did she mean to leave her name in at the end there?
But that's so important. If you give an example of how we hold each other as colleagues, you know, like we do have the banter, right? There's no doubt about it. But also, it's about praising each other. For when there is real achievements, you know, and also trying to be gentle to each other when maybe there is a discussion, an honest conversation we have to have. That's reflective. That's being reflective.
I've just realised something we missed out in episode 1. We didn't celebrate Una being first class.
Oh, Guy. That's right.
Oh, yes. I'm graduating.
Una did her community. Sorry, we're skipping away to something else here, but we didn't.
Reflecting.
I'm reflecting back here. We didn't mention. I don't know how we forgot about that there because you're Una's first class. Una got her first class degree in her Community development, real community development. Yes,
Our wonderful Gemma had done it a couple of years ago.
Got it.
And so then we felt it's something. I know yourself were maybe looking at doing it, but
Nah.
you're busy with the young ones.
It is a really good qualification to have.
Good qualifications got me thinking a wee bit more different. And I'm really proud of me. I was given up so many times, hoping that it maybe break a leg or 6 and I wouldn't have to do it and get extension.
I want to just fall down the stairs and put myself in the hospital for a wee while.
Just a wee gem.
But not too bad.
And that's because the expectation you put on self. It's hard. Like
on reflection.
Yeah.
Are you glad you done it?
Oh, on reflection, I definitely am. And even when I'm sitting there, like we were talking on the previous podcast about, how you fill your cup and all that crack. Like when I sit and even reflect, and we do that with the mummies, like if you look at me, right, Una, Mary, and what was going on in my life from January. So there's a lot of achievements, there's a lot of, we've ups and downs, we've a lot of obstacles that we have to encounter personally, professionally. And, and the personal is often your mummy in there. And reflecting back and, oh God, no wonder I end up running on empty. No
wonder you hit the wall whenever we got the fountain and the adrenaline kept you going for so long. And then you had to, we were on such a high. And that's what mummies do. We keep going and then it's a bang.
So we work on it a lot. We work on ourselves a lot and we still
do it. I still have to do it.
But I have bounceability. I have resilience. I come straight back and I looked at going, okay, no wonder, Una. So I could have went, oh, Una Leonard, seriously, wise up. You're out there supporting others and now your body's keeping the score. Excuse me, I'm going to cough. Apologize for coughing.
But what are you? Human?
I'm human.
You're not a robot. None of us are.
No, not at all. So I'm able to go back with that bounceability, that resilience and go, okay, Una, this is what happened. How can you build yourself back up again?
Yeah.
And that's reflection. That's working on that muscle.
That builds that resilience.
Yes. And that's something, it's like being at the gym if you were trying to build the muscles, that I haven't a clue because I don't go near the gym as we talked about.
Last year for that advice.
I'm sore today.
So you're building on what when you go to the gym?
Building your muscles. Building on, actually, when you go to the gym, I think you're stretching your muscles. The muscles are built whenever you finish exercising.
Okay. Right, so how do you maintain that muscle?
So it's whenever I go home and I rest and I sleep, and it's what I eat then in between times. So between yesterday evening, finishing at 7:30, and this morning is whenever my muscle was being built. Because that's whenever all the wee fibres, like that's.
Never knew.
Yes, so that's what
I didn't know.
There you go. Something else Gemma didn't know. So that's when and then I suppose that's where they don't say you not to go every day, but so today's a rest day and then I'll be back again tomorrow, because if you went every day, you burn yourself out.
Right, so that's exactly the same as when you're sitting working with a mummy. That mummy's working on a muscle. A muscle, and that's the muscle up here in the brain.
And we would say whenever you go home this evening and between this evening and tomorrow, your brain's done a workout in the gym. Literally, that's what it's done, and it's over the next hours where you're processing it.
You be fucking wrecked.
Absolutely. You nearly just slither down and that's where you need your gym naps, your nana naps. And that's that recuperation and recovery. We're in now in autumn, and autumn is the season for
cocooning,
big time. Absolutely, the hedgehog has it right. No one disappear for a long time.
I had no issue with that.
But that is about that. Just harvesting, preparing yourself and letting go maybe of some stuff. And I love the seasons. The seasons, that terminology of the seasons can be brought into your everyday. It doesn't have to be you're waiting in autumn and you're waiting in spring. We're so lucky to be. That the universe has provided us with the seasons, but and that's exactly what in a mummy we often have to, when we reflect, especially see you doing it, Gemma, you try to find out the background story of a mum.
What's going on?
And what's going on, but also her hobbies, and if she is a runner, if she is somebody who physically runs, if she's somebody who's in the gym, then you use, well, look, what did your body go through? So your body's going to go through something similar now, because people don't see the emotional exercise that you're doing. but they'll always see the physical, physical, external
energy.
Yeah.
To even think.
Definitely. And to reflect and to start reflecting.
And I know reflection isn't easy at the start.
No.
Look, I'm even thinking of a mummy yesterday, even in the big hug.
Mm-hmm.
Look how hard that was for her to even think about self.
Mm-hmm.
5-6 weeks ago. Now she was bing by bosh, and she could have written more. Like.
Yeah. But that is the drip, and that mummy, and that every mummy is a menu. They have a menu to themselves. They're all individuals.
It's bespoke.
Us three are individuals. What's going to work for me is not going to work for you too. So that's where you get to find out through conversation with a mummy. That connection that you build, that communication. And then use devise the connecting sheets.
Yeah.
And we find out what fills their cup.
She's been dying to pull that out again.
Dying to get her out.
This new prep, we find out what fills their cup.
Yes.
What fills your cup, Una Mary? Oh, I know. We did what filled your cup last week. Is there anything new you'd like to try to fill your cup?
No, I have. On reflection, I've had to do a lot. I hadn't been looking after my gut health.
Yes.
And I do tell you, your gut it's connected to your brain and your emotional indicators and helps you, whatever. So I was not feeding my gut well. Eating kind of poorly, just grabbing and go. And I have sat and I've received a bit of support through Hayley, who actually came and did a podcast. Way back there, and she was amazing. And Hayley was a mummy that supported us. Now Hayley's supporting me. And that was a big thing for me to reach out, but I knew I needed that education. And I have definitely, because Hayley is able to come in like what we do and support together. She came in on my level. She came in and explained things that, in a creative way that I'm able to understand. And I do. Like, I have my porridge, I have my seeds, my berries. Before I would have had probably throughout the day, no joking, about 8 freaking slices of bread. Because bread was the quick, easy go. It's my comfort food. I still have my bread. But and it's not about, I don't look at it about now, I keep myself well. It's about losing weight. Yes, of course, that's something that I need to do. But if I looked at it that, I wouldn't do it. It's about choices.
Yes.
We all have a choice. In your physical and your mental purpose in life, you have a choice. So I have a choice if I want a packet of crisps, or I have a choice if I want
yogurt.
My yogurt with my berries and my lovely seeds and my honey. And you see yourself, sure, geez, I had salmon there last week and stunk the whole place. And I'll tell you what it smelled like. It was rotten, but it was absolutely delicious because we have our air fryer at work.
Yeah, and we felt better for it.
Oh, definitely. So it's just them choices. Feeding my gut will help feed my brain, because I have too much vitamin B12 in me.
She's going to start selling it.
I'm going to start selling it.
I could do all that.
Yeah.
So, that's how I filled my cuppa, and that's the truth. Being honest with myself and being gentle and going, right, let's make small changes and get help.
Gem?
What do I need to do?
What do you need to do more of, maybe, to fill your cuppa?
I need to cocoon myself at the minute.
Yeah.
And I am doing that.
Good.
As best I can.
You've been through a hell of a lot.
Yes. So that's basically I'm just not running.
Yeah. Listening to your body.
Yeah.
Taking time out, pressing pause. And not
hiding
being
under
hard
the
on
covers
yourself.
for a wee while.
Yeah.
I'll come out
But
again.
also, you enjoy the crack with Podrick, and I still hear you're buying games. We went under that charity shop one day, and that nearly had me. I swear to God, I was close to the cloth. Laughing myself a laugh that much. What are you going to that charity shop first? You get nothing in there. It's no good. Who came out with the most?
Gem
Cassidy.
Give family fortunes.
Give a family fortune, the mask for Podrick, this and that. It only cost you £3.
I know.
So your wee games and stuff that we.
Yeah, I'm still doing all the wee fun things. Yeah,
you're very mindful at the minute.
I'm snuggling Podrick tighter.
Yeah, it's been a busy couple of months, and there's a lot going on.
Yeah. What about you, Miss So?
I suppose mine's probably very similar to Gemma's and probably to yours, listening to my body and knowing when to slow down and press pause, and that it's okay not to force yourself to do something. Like, I would be strict enough with my gym and the routine and the classes and stuff, but actually if I'm too tired and I've had a heavy day at work, or maybe there's a bit of extra homework at home for the weans, and they need to be at home for, naturally, you know what, I'll just press pause and I'll be at home today.
Yeah.
And enjoying the fire. And this is my favourite time of year, girls.
Cozy season.
And I was up the road this morning in the car, and they were saying about the clocks going back, which means I was like, oh, that's right, because so it's going to be darker earlier. Got home, curtains closed, fire on. Can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
I must have missed a week because I thought that was happening this weekend.
It is.
But you've been going through. You think
It is happening this weekend.
Is it?
Yeah.
Clocks.
Is it? There's
So
a
when you
next
get up
weekend.
at 7 o'clock in the morning, it's pitch bloody black.
I think it's this weekend.
I don't
It
know
is.
when it is.
Is this the last Saturday?
I think so, aye. Ooh. Is that a smell?
Mm-hmm.
Gemma, did you get one off?
Put them slippers back on there, Ciara.
Your
What?
shoes.
Here we go.
That's not my
Strap
lovely
yourself in.
groovy shoes.
Your groovy shoes. And my lovely shoes. Look at them.
I'll
Sunflowers.
just show mine off to you.
But sure, we'll hear with feet all around. Which part of the body is the most reliable?
Your feet.
Well, you can always count on your fingers.
Very good. Very good.
And your toes.
Yeah. I once dated a magazine collector. Let's just say he had issues. What did the surgeon say to the patient who insisted on closing his own incision? Suit yourself. Oh, that's a good one. Oh no, come on, you have to laugh. You have to laugh.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference between a bowl of mouldy lettuce and a depressing song? One's a bad salad and the other is a sad ballad.
Ah, Jesus.
I love these.
They're the dad jokes. They're the funniest.
That's the 10th passenger today who's called me a terrible bus driver. I don't know where these people get off. I'm going to keep going because it's really good. All right. Right. Archaeologists are holding a party to celebrate unearthing the largest ever dinosaur tibia. It's going to be quite the shindig. You love it.
That's good.
Over and out, over and out.
One more. What's the difference between a cat and a frog?
There's a big difference.
What is it?
Well, a cat is a cat and a frog is a frog.
No, a cat has 9 lives, but a frog croaks every night. Oh, girls.
All right.
It's been great.
It's been great.
Thank
and
you.
the next podcast is going to
Oh
be
my God.
live on.
I know, we never even, it's creeping up. We don't even realise
Yeah.
it's coming. I haven't even thought about it.
With
It's-
Mommy Banter.
The next podcast is we're going to be on a stage.
And we're going to be interviewing 2 of our wonderful mummies.
My stomach
who've come
just...
through
phew.
the stand. Oh, shit. Right. I'm trying to work on that muscle. I'm reflecting here
So
to
if
prepare myself.
so the next podcast, if we're stuttering and if we're quiet on it, it's
Gentle.
nerves. Yeah. We after that area, we might have to do a wee reflection.
And if any of you are going, please support us and
Yeah.
be our wee cheerleaders.
Cheerleaders. Woohoo! Girls, it's going to be...
A great night.
It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are.
Yeah.
We're going to stand
It's
tall
us.
and shine.
3 amigos. Triangle.
Ole.
No, feeling
Ole.
hot, hot, hot. Woo! See you soon.
Bye.
Bye. This was Fill Your Cuppa, the Support Together podcast with me, Mrs. O, Ciara O'Gowan, my co-hosts Una Leonard and Gemma Casty. Brought to you today by Supreme Motors and produced by 9874 Creative.